I am I guess you would describe me as the director and tutor for Older Voices Online. And Older Voices Online is a course that I developed to teach older people how to use social media for digital advocacy. And by digital advocacy, I guess what I mean is how you use social media to raise awareness about issues that you care about, and how you use it to, I guess, to get people to take action on stuff that you care about, and to kind of have a voice online and join in online. The idea behind the project, it was a 12-week course that basically would teach older people how to use social media like blogging, Facebook, Twitter, teach them about how messages travel around through social networks, and how social networks allow people that actually don't know each other to connect around issues that they care about. And so that was part of the project, and another important part of the project was getting the participants to run their own social media campaign around an issue that mattered to them. Also, the project was about social media, and blogging is kind of a key part of social media, and so I kind of felt that blogging was something I wanted people to learn how to do. And so it kind of made a lot of sense to get the class blogging as a way to record what they were learning and how they were feeling, and all that kind of thing. So that was really important. And then we also used the blog as a kind of a place to keep resources. So every week I'd put up the resources for that week's class, and then the class could, go and look at them after the class if they wanted to, or, we could look at them during the class. So it kind of was like a place to keep the resources. So that was quite good. A really amazing thing that happened one day is so I'd been getting them to do these blog posts every week, and at the end of each class was like, okay, do your blog post. What did you learn? What did you enjoy? What would you change? This kind of thing. And they'd always kind of been doing that and be like, oh, okay, we'll do our blog post. And then one week we were talking about, there was this big scandal kicked off about Bank of Ireland trying to, not let people use counter services, and people came into class, and we always discussed stuff in class. We'd always have a talk about like what people had seen on Twitter or what's in the news and all this kind of thing. And so we'd end up having this massive discussion about kind of ageism and technology, and on the one hand about how services are going online, so if you can't use digital technology, you're in big trouble. And then on the other hand, what they felt was a presumption that because they're older people, they just naturally weren't able to use technology, and this really kind of cheesed them off. And so the next week we came back into class, and one of the learners came up to me. She's like, Laura, did you see that blog post I wrote yesterday? And I was like, oh my God, did you write a blog post all by yourself? She's like, oh yeah, it's a bit of a rant though. And I was like, oh right, okay. So when they went off for their tea break, I read it and checked it, and it was this fantastic blog post about how annoyed she was at the ageism she felt where people were presuming that because she was older she wasn't able to use the technology, and she was really cheesed off, and she made this big post, and I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. And then so when they came back from tea break, I was like, everybody read Joe's post, this is amazing. And then we tweeted about it and we Facebooked it. And then when we came back into class next week, we looked at the stats, and I was like, Joe, look at how many people have read your blog. And like over 100 people had read it, and it had been people as far away as like South Africa and Japan and stuff, and everybody just kind of went, wow, that's amazing.